any part of that first half. Let's take a look at the highlights of the first half. Rangers International, that man crossed that ball very well, and the belt from Chiamaka Madu, giving Rangers the first goal. And so that half really from Rangers International came very strong, a good control of the ball, and this is how it went in off Jimo Jimo for the second goal for Rangers International. And it's really not nice for a goalkeeper to pick the ball from his own net. Chidera he won't mind at all. Just take a look at that. He won't know what Jimo Badamosi was trying to do. Just deflecting the ball into his own net. Good turn from Chidera Eze, and of course right foot.
On your camera there, and then Rangers kept pushing, and that was a shot, a powerful strike from Christian Madu, and then goalkeeper Okoro couldn't have done anything because he was way beaten. But he saw that ball for me, but just couldn't get there before the ball. The ball was faster than him, but that was a perfect strike from Christian Madu. And then immediately after that goal, we just saw FC Fanyoba walk through the defense of Rangers, and Eze was there to get that first goal. And the man that did the entire job is Mejobi. Mejobi was able to get that ball across to Eze, and Chibuike Eze got that first. And again, Mejobi again coming right there, got the ball, walked past the entire defense line again. First strike, Opobo was able to save, but Chibuike Eze was there once again to get his brace for this encounter. Accident in slow-mo again. Mejobi going through the defense line, and then Eze had to slot in that. That's the second goal for Eze today. He might not have scored, but he has scored two, and that's the penalty from Agoda. He was in fact dispatched by Agoda. He was calm, calculative, and then chose his spot and drove the ball right there, sending the keeper the wrong way. He's done so well for himself, Agoda, in this championship. And then that's the game, 4-2.
Comeback Sports tonight on Channels Television. You can be part of the show. Yes, you can on Twitter. Talk to us for Channels_Sports, Facebook, Channels-Sports. Or send us an email to sportstonight@channelstv.com. What are you talking about? Taking a look at the just concluded NPFL Championship playoff. Enyimba International Football Club of Abade are the champions of the 2019 NPFL season. They came to Lagos, they saw, and they conquered. They have the trophy. And I told you at the start of the show that in Aba, I know with their palm wines out, they're singing Uzobu Zobu Enyimba. So let's see what Enyimba can give to us in the CAF Champions League next season. And of course, what to expect also next season from the Nigeria Professional Football League. Let's keep that NPFL talk going on Twitter, Channels_Sports, Facebook, Channels-Sports. Diko set the tone for the discussion that they want more matches on television, but it requires a lot. He mentioned production. Tolu took it a step further that we can do much more to make it a business. What do you think? What are the ways we can develop league football in Nigeria? Let's be part of nation building tonight on Twitter, Channels_Sports, Facebook, Channels-Sports. What can we do to develop league football in the country? Yes, I want to hear from you. Let's talk about the Super Eagles of Nigeria now. They are getting ready for, in fact, they're set. They should be set, yes. This is the Super Eagles of Nigeria. They missed out of the last two editions of the AFCON Cup of Nations, but they will be in Egypt this time around for the 2019 edition. That's them right there when they were getting ready. Tolu, the Super Eagles, look, if you look at AFCON team and you want to take a look at teams with players with team qualities, I think you pick the Super Eagles team.
Definitely.
Yeah.
It's Nigeria, and historically we have always generated who are top in their various positions. We are blessed with an embarrassing abundance in attack. Look at Samuel Chukwueze on one side, Samuel Kalu on the other side, Moses Simon,
There's this
Ahmed
next class
Musa,
of guys coming up.
Paul Onuachu. I mean, at some point it looked like we were short, and all of a sudden they just came from nowhere. Bam, bam, bam. And here they are.
Victor Osimhen is doing so well. Henry Onyekuru. So you can take Victor Osimhen, Henry Onyekuru, Samuel Chukwueze, and even Paul Onuachu and keep them aside for another generation.
And then you look at it, and they're so young. And I think it's a good thing so far what General has been able to do with the team. I think the core of the team are actually young, and is always on the lookout for young players. He has given a lot of players opportunities to either come join the team and see if you're good enough to start in games. But so far, so good. I think we have a team that is good enough to go as far as any other team at the World, at the Nations Cup. Maybe not as good as Morocco.
Morocco?
Yeah, who are abundantly blessed as well.
Egypt?
Of course, yes. Egypt. Tunisia is a good bunch we saw at the World Cup as well. But I think we equally have a good enough team that can go as far as anybody at this Nations Cup.
It's okay, you're a fan. It's allowed. Expectations.
No. Just beyond being a fan.
Expectations are part of it, but I'll still get you talking. That's the captain of the side. John Obi Mikel is back to the team, hasn't featured for Nigeria. Until the game against Zimbabwe, they did not play right after the World Cup. But he says, look, Tolu and other football fans were going to take it one game at a time in Egypt. The skipper has been speaking. Let's listen to him.
Well, you know, going into a tournament like this, I think when we won it in 2013, we had a bit of, when you say experience, we had more experience in the team. You know, we had players who were not 18, we had players with 20, 26, 27, you know, like on those ages. But now when you look at the team, you have a lot of young players. Sometimes that may be good, sometimes, you know, you need a bit of experience, more experienced players. But I think with the direction where the national team is going now, I think it's a good thing. These players need to start now to gain those experience. If you don't give them opportunity, they don't get it. So exactly. So I think it's good for the country that the managers that the coach is giving them this opportunity to showcase what they have, and I think they are incredible talented players. I've seen them. You know, Chukwueze and Paul also, the tall striker, is a good player. You know, you can see that there's a lot of energy in the team, and yeah, I think with a little bit of experience that we have, the likes of me, AFCON, Balogun, a little bit of my experience, Kenneth Tumero, Musa, who's been there for a while now, Abdullah Shehu, coupled mixed with this youthfulness of the team, I think it's got a very nice blend to it. So hopefully it will work. We have to go to Egypt and play well. We have to go to Egypt and fight, because it's going to be a fight. It's going to be difficult. Hopefully if we can come out of that group, I think it's going to be a good thing for us, so we can kick on from there. Like I said, no group is easy, no team is easy. We have to look at it that way. So let's go there with the mindset of, you know, we go in here to give everything, not undermine any team, not say, okay, this team is a bit more easier than the other team. No, we have to go to win.
So John Obi Mikel says, relax, take it one step at a time. It's a blend of youthfulness and experience. So he's saying it's good that we're giving this crop of players the opportunity to express themselves now. But I know Nigerian football fans, some persons are saying, don't even tell us that. Just go to Egypt and impress, because Nigeria hasn't been to that competition in the last 2 editions. So after listening to John Obi Mikel, what's your take? What are your expectations from the Super Eagles at the 2019 African Cup of Nations? Let's go back to our social media platform on Twitter, channels_sports, Facebook, channels-sports. Tolu, let's continue where Mikel stopped with the team. 7 forward players, just 4 midfielders, and when Semi Ajayi was dropped, I've been asking pundits to come on the show. Let me also ask you, do you think it's a gamble? Because it's just 4 midfielders and 3 must play. So, you know, football, it can be funny.
Yeah.
Did the coach gamble?
Yeah, he gambled, but it's one that is worth it, because we have struggled for goals lately, and you do not want to rely solely on Odion Igalo, which is what we have been doing in a very long while. And in Paul Onuachu, you have a player who scored 20+ goals in the just concluded season. In Victor Osimhen, you have another player who's got over 20 goals and is being linked to a move to the Italian Serie A at the end of AFCON. In Henry Onyekuru, you have a player who was the top scorer for Galatasaray, going on loan from Everton. You need that. In Samuel Chukwueze, you have a budding talent who scored 10 goals and a couple of assists in his first full season, and took both Jordi Alba and Marcelo to the cleaners in the league in the season, and played alongside quality players.
Another gamble, because how many of them are central? Because it's core.
So the point is, he's working. It's going to be. We're going to see a change in the team, right? We're used to seeing Moses Simon. A little bit of Samuel Kalu since September last year, and Alex Iwobi as well. But he might want to bring in some of these other players in. No, in Paul Onuachu, we have a player who's similar to Odion, but is different. You know, he's taller, he can equally play with his back to goal, but he can equally shoot from distance as well, which is something Odion doesn't do. The last time we were at the Nations Cup in 2013, which incidentally was the last time we won it, we had Emmanuel Emenike and Brown Ideye, two really physical forwards, combining with the flair of Victor Moses in the front. And somehow Ahmed Musa was always coming off the bench to complement the efforts of these guys. But these guys combined flair and physicality, and it paid off.
Which is African football.
It paid off. In what we have right now, we do not have a lot of physicality, but we have a lot of flair. So it's different. But let's see what happens. I think it's a big gamble because General loves to play with 3 midfielders, and Ndidi is confirmed he's going to play, of course. Mikel Odu will equally play. But we can see it will be dropped into midfield alongside this guy. So let's say it will be is an extra midfielder who can always play. So we have about 5 midfielders.
Versatility. Shehu Abdullahi.
Yes, who can also equally play in midfield as well. And with Olaino getting a number of games and some minutes and a lot of minutes at Torino, hopefully he can bring that consistency back to the national team. And if that happens, that means we can get to play or get to see Shehu Abdullahi in midfield, which should help as well.
It should, because he's very defensive-minded and can do the work. That's actually how I started. So, Coach General, do your thing. Let's let the technical crew do their thing. Mikel Obi says just support the team. It's a blend of youth and experience, and he says they're going to take it one game at a time. I want comments. What's your expectation from the Super Eagles as they get ready for the 2019 African Cup of Nations? It will kick off on the 21st of June right there in Egypt. Talk to us on Twitter channels, _sports. Facebook channels, IFN Sports. Let's go to France. Talk about the 2019 FIFA Women's World Cup. I love the story. I love the love that the Super Falcons are getting after beating Korea in their second group match. Let's run through when is these results at the 2019 FIFA Women's World Cup. Nigeria 2. South Korea 0. Germany defeated Spain by a single goal. France needed the assistance of the VAR to beat Norway 2-1. It's tough now, Tolu. In any way whatsoever, I want to close your eyes, open it again. You're a big fan of the Super Falcons. You pray, you get up, you count your rosary. Any chance for them against France?
I'll say, to be very sincere and honest with myself, whatever happens, happens. I think the ladies, it's going to be a very difficult game, really. I do not see what they can do realistically to get out of this. However, we can talk up some tough, talk tough, make it look like a do-or-die affair, instill some fear into the hearts of the French.
Yeah, you can do that. You can say, look, we're going to come all out, give everything we have.
Okpara was in Nigeria in May, and she granted an interview I listened to on radio, and she did say that some of our teammates do ask about the national team, about Nigeria, because they began to hear about Asisa Toshuala, who's doing well at Barcelona, and of course they see, they've heard of Francesca as well, and they see Okpara herself in France, so they know there's something. And she did say that at times the journalists came to ask her questions, what is the strength of Nigeria, and blah, 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 and she refused to tell them. Smart. So it tells you something that they are watching, and they know we can do something. So if we then play the hardball, instill some fear. It's mind game now, Austin. Put something in their hearts to tell them, you know what, maybe it won't be such an easy game. Let the girls go out there and make it look like it's a do or die affair, and we want to make it count. So let them talk of revenge. After losing 8-0, what can happen? Can we get 1 pound of flesh back? You know, make it very difficult. Instill some fear so that even the French coach will think, okay, do I rest my best players, or do I go all out as well? It's going to be difficult, bro.
It will be difficult. So
something can be done.
So after France defeated Norway 2-1, I was now saying, would have just scored 1 more against South Korea.
And
you know, I'm just even a year. I know football is crazy at times, but it's okay. Let's just keep supporting the Super Falcons. Let's take a look at some of the results coming from the FIFA Women's World Cup. Australia, what a comeback in that one against Brazil.
Good game.
That's what it means to when you go down, you bounce back. That's how to, you know, cherish success. And China, that game against China and South Africa still being played. China 1, South Africa 0. Let's take a look at Friday's fixtures. The 2019 FIFA Women's World Cup. Japan will play Scotland. Jamaica will take on Italy, while England will play Argentina. That's one really good for women's football. Don't forget, the Super Falcons, they have touched down in Rennes. That's where they will play their final group match against the host France. It will be played on Monday, June the 17th. Whatever happens. I'm supporting the Super Falcons. I'm rooting for them. That's what it will be. It will be difficult, but it's okay. Let's just run through the new English Premier League season. Tolu already. Fixtures out. Liverpool will start their campaign against newly promoted side Norwich City. We're going to have a beautiful season again.
Yes, it's good to see how this fixture list starts. Man City going all the way to West Ham, though, is going to be a very tricky away tie to start the season with. But also, I'm really open to seeing what Man City can do. Can they be third-time lucky? Can they do what United did between 2007 and 2009? I'd like to see that. I mean, let's see if another team can do it. We were all waiting to see if Liverpool would overturn and, you know, get our first league win in years, but it didn't happen. But then Liverpool, on the back of winning the UEFA Champions League and going back home the first game against Wolves, I think it's going to be a very good opening weekend. And there's equally a very big game to start the season with as well.
Yeah, some tricky ties there. I see Newcastle going against Arsenal. Even Leicester City and Wolves. Wolves had a fantastic season. Don't forget, so they will hope to pick up from where they stop. Man United, Chelsea. What sort of fixture is that? The start of the
I think it's going to be a very tricky one. And then Newcastle as well. Should the takeover be complete? Let's say an oil-rich new team with a top manager at the helm and lots of signings against Arsenal. Hello, Arsenal.
I know.
Might just be another long season.
It's okay.